Thank you so much, Christina. Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us at the CDW Canada webinar. My name is Shoaib Mawani. I'm a Microsoft Cloud Solutions Architect here at CDW, and I'm live from our digital experience room. I have my coworkers that are joining me to deliver this webinar. Sudhir, I'll pass it on to you for a quick round of introductions.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Sudhir. I am solution architect here for collaboration. I've been with CDW for past 3 years. Nice to have you all. And I pass it over to Mo.
Hi, everyone. Really appreciate your time here. This is Mohammed Khan. I work for Digital Workspace as a solution architect, and now I specialize in meeting room configurations, be it Zoom, WebEx, or Teams, and I will be happy to help you here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dallas Raikkonen. I'm a solution architect for Endpoint here at CDW. Today, I'll be supporting an introduction conversation to Copilot plus PCs. But let's get back on the show. Over to you, Shoaib.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, team. We have a lot of content to get through, so let's kick this webinar off. Firstly, we're going to go through how AI is transforming meeting experiences. So we're going to quickly touch on Copilot and Teams meeting rooms. What role collaboration hardware plays. So in the digital experience room, what kind of hardware have you deployed that you have access to come on over and have a demo through? Why interoperability matters. So why Cisco WebEx, Teams, Zoom, why do we want all of these to work together? And why does it matter to you? How modern compute platforms power performance. So we're going to quickly touch on Copilot plus PC and our next gen AI PC with HP and AMD. Lastly, we'll go through practical considerations for IT teams. So what do you need to consider when you're designing your meeting rooms or trying to promote collaboration in your corporate environment? Right, let's get started with our first topic over here. Today, AI is trend reshaping all aspects of work. So what I want to touch on over here is how Copilot is changing the game for Microsoft Teams, especially when it comes to getting the most out of your Teams meetings. Now, I hope most of us on the webinar are familiar with the context of meeting transcripts, meeting summaries, or using your corporate AI tool to catch you up on emails, prepare you for upcoming meetings, as well as reviewing very large documents or presentation in a matter of minutes or seconds. Honestly, all of this is table stakes at this point. What I think tends to get overlooked is the true magic that goes behind making all of this possible when you step out of your laptop and into a modern day Teams meeting room or conference room like the digital experience room that I'm in today. So I want to take a moment to talk about this a little bit more because that's where I think things genuinely get interesting. Now, for Copilot to deliver real value, it needs to understand the context of who said what and when did they say it, in what setting did they say it. Now, in a one-on-one scenario where you're joining in from a laptop or a mobile device, it's easy for Copilot to understand who is contributing to the meeting, right? You're logging in with your user ID, you're logging in with your identity, whatever contribution you're making in a Teams meeting or a conversation, it's easy to tie that back to your identity. So it's easy to get that meaningful meeting summary or action items out of those meetings. Where the complexity actually emerges is when you're stepping into a modern day Teams meeting room, right? Like the conference room or digital experience room that I'm in today. When essentially our clients come in to have a chat with us in the digital experience room, there are a lot of people here. There is no personal laptop here. This is a one-touch join room. You walk in, you press one button, and you're in a meeting, right? So there's conversations flowing organically. So the question truly arises, how does Copilot know who is still talking? How does it maintain accurate attribution, produce meeting summaries, and generate insights that actually make sense? With Copilot enabled in Teams meetings, honestly, transcription is just the starting point. As participants join and voice profiles are uploaded, Copilot can now understand the context of who is speaking. It can recognize the voice that is contributing into that conversation. It can identify action items. It can capture decisions. It can even request follow-up meetings and actually produce structured meeting summaries. So you can see that in the slide that's up right now. On the left side, there is no voice profiles applied, right? You can see in the previous slide, there was Mona that was talking that cannot be identified in a conference room. So when that conversation is flowing, everyone is recognized as conference room said this, right? And when you try to ask Copilot for action items or follow-up action items or meeting summaries, it's not really structured. It doesn't really make sense. On the right side, you can see voice profiles have been applied. Mona can actually now be recognized as part of the meeting. Whatever she is contributing in that Teams meeting, whatever conversation she's contributing to can get tied back to her, right? So you can now prompt Copilot to understand what kind of meeting summaries or action items came out of this and actually schedule follow-ups with appropriate stakeholders. Now, honestly, the impact of this is immediate. Just think of it this way. If you're late or absent from a meeting, you could get caught up in seconds, minutes, right? Executive assistants or assistants out there that are trying to capture notes in a meeting do not need to sit through an entire meeting to be able to capture notes. They can ask Copilot, what came out of this meeting and who do I need to schedule a follow-up with? Leaders out there that are in back-to-back meetings, I get you, I understand you, I've been there. So you will actually walk away with some clarity, right? Instead of just playing catch up and moving your meetings around based on what's priority. So if you truly think about Copilot in Teams meeting rooms, it's about reducing the operational cost of meetings and allowing your people to focus on outcomes and decisions rather than documentation. Let Copilot take care of that documentation. The last thing I want to touch on is Facilitator over here as well. So we internally in CDW Canada actually use Facilitator for our professional services, managed services engagements when we're kicking off projects. And I think Facilitator is a really cool tool. It can divide the agenda into various different timelines to make sure that there's enough time allocated for each of the topics to be discussed, right? It makes sure that everyone that is participating in the meeting is structured and is following the agenda to the T, right? If I had to put this simply and compare Facilitator and Copilot, you can think of Facilitator as something that improves how meetings are run, whereas Copilot can elevate what leaders or participants walk away with from that meeting. A quick note over here, how can your organizations benefit from both? So those of you out there that have a Copilot license today, or maybe running a small pilot for Copilot, you actually have access to uploading your voice profiles and starting conference rooms and being recognized and generating meaningful summaries from them. Those of you who aren't will actually at a minimum need a Copilot license assigned to you and will need to upload your voice profile to start using meeting summaries and action items that come out of conference room or a modern day conference room. And with that, I will pass it over to Mo to take us through what role collaboration hardware plays. Over to you.
Yeah,
Mo.
thanks, Shoaib. It's an ocean out there for Copilot, right? But as Shoaib highlighted some of the key Copilot features, it's also important how it's changing the way we do our meetings in the meeting rooms. Inclusivity, right? So great meetings happen when everyone feels equally involved, when they are sitting in the room or they're joining remotely. So today, when meeting spaces don't work well, people disengage. So what the meeting rooms are trying to do or are designed to do is to remove any friction from these meetings by making it simple to join meetings instantly, be clearly seen and heard, uh, to be able to share and collaborate naturally. Whether the experience should be the same in every meeting room, if they are in a small meeting room, medium meeting room, or large boardrooms. Same experience across all the meeting rooms. And what it means for IT is they have less issues to support. The system is more reliable and it's easier to manage the rooms across all the buildings. Now, over next frame. Now, one such feature is IntelliFrame, where IntelliFrame with intelligent cameras, it identifies people in the room and breaks out video frame for every individual. Now, if can see the animation there, it does that, like, it focuses and then makes individual like gallery view for individual faces there. Now, if the camera doesn't do that, then you can do that over the cloud using your existing cameras, and then do the single feed camera view of the room into a gallery of individual faces. Now, third one is the automatic camera switching. For this, the IntelliFrame leverages the AI to select the best camera view of in-person user. So if the user is enable their camera on the laptop, it uses the best angle and then puts the best face forward for the remote participants. Next slide. Now, let's take a look at some of the feature our market leaders in the space have developed to make this experience superior. Poly, for example, they have Poly Director AI, which keeps the camera focused on the right people. It automatically frames the speaker without a manual control, and it switches the participants between the cameras, whoever is the active speaker. It also offers noise block AI, where it eliminates any distracting background noise uh, while preserving natural speech, or remote participants hear only what matters. Now, Poly, they have voice commands on their headsets as well, which makes it simpler and comfortable to do the repeated task with less manual interaction. Now let's move to the Logitech slide. Yeah, Logitech contributes to this experience using AI through something called as RightSense. Now, RightSense is about automatic meeting experience and not making or asking users to manage the room. So RightSense has right side, right light, and right sound. What right side does is it intelligently frames participants so everyone is visible and equally presented. The right light, what it does is it automatically adjusts the lighting and the contrast in the room so faces look natural in any room condition. And lastly, the right sound, which cleans up any audio issues there and balances voices so everyone is heard clearly, be it near or far. Now, there is a newest addition to the family. Next slide, sure. This is the newest addition into the Rally family from Logitech, where it has the Rally AI camera. It has the dual lens and also has the powerful intelligent features like occupancy insights, presenter view, group view, and camera zone. Now, all this runs seamlessly on any Teams room system. And now I'll pass it over to Sudhir, who will talk about Jabra and Cisco portfolio, and he'll also talk about the importance of interoperability.
Thanks, Mo. Hi, everyone. I'm going to touch on the infrastructure side of the fence.
Sudhir, you're continue.
Assistant experience across types of meeting spaces. Jabra offers broad portfolio of solutions aligned to room sizes and use cases. For example, at the personal and huddle level, devices like Panacast 20 or 30 provide intelligent video experiences for small spaces or individual users. As you move into small and medium rooms, integrated systems like Panacast 40 and 50 video bars deliver a complete audio and video experience in a single device, making those rooms easy to deploy and easy to use. Then for larger or more complex environment, Jabra offers multi-camera system and extended audio setups which scale coverage without changing how users interact with the system. They also support bring your own device VOD room kits, which provide flexibility for organizations that want the users to connect using their own devices. So the key takeaway here is collaboration hardware is what allows you to match the right solution for each room size while keeping the user experience consistent across all of them. Next, please, next slide. Now, as we move into Cisco, this highlights how organizations can deliver a consistent experience across every workspace, from personal desk all the way up to large boardrooms. What Cisco brings here is breadth and flexibility. You can see a full portfolio that covers everything from individual devices like Desk Mini, Desk Pro, to room-based systems like Roombar, RoomKit, or Board Pro. The key idea is that no matter the form factor, these devices are designed to deliver the same core experience, that is consistent audio pickup, intelligent video, and a predictable way for users to join and interact in meetings. So whether a user is sitting at a desk, walking into a huddle room, or presenting in a large boardroom, the expectation is the same. They are clearly seen, they are clearly heard, and they can start or join meetings without any friction. Another important aspect here is modularity and scalability. Organizations don't have to design every room from scratch. They can standardize device types and scale them across different spaces depending on the size and the use case. Next slide, please. Now, this is where Cisco really differentiates itself, moving beyond devices into a full collaboration platform. Cisco takes it a step further by combining devices, software, and AI into one integrated ecosystem. For example, Cisco devices can provide signals like presence and occupancy, call and video quality, environmental factors like air quality and temperature. Now, these are not just nice to have metrics, they enable smarter, more intelligent meeting environments. IT team can understand how spaces are being used, identify issues proactively, and continuously improve the meeting experience. Another key point here is end-to-end control Cisco has across the stack. And when the platform, the AI, and the devices are all designed together, you get much more optimized and predictable experience compared to stitching together different vendors. Next slide, please. Now I'm going to talk about why interoperability matters. So we have looked at how to deliver a consistent experience within your rooms. And next big challenge is how do you maintain that same experience when working outside that environment? Because in reality, no organization operates in a single ecosystem. You are collaborating with your partners, customers, vendors who may be using Teams, Zoom, WebEx, or Google Meet. And without interoperability, that's where the friction starts to show up. Like users walk into the room and suddenly they are not sure how to join certain type of meeting, or audio video doesn't behave the same way as it used to, or worst case, they are not able to join the call. That breaks the consistency we have been talking about in our previous slides. That is why interoperability becomes a critical design decision, not just a feature. When you are selecting room devices and platforms, you need to think beyond just experiences and ask, can this device seamlessly join third-party meetings? Does it work with both appliance-based or PC-based or BOOD setups? Can it integrate with enterprise audio systems and room infrastructure like ceiling mics, DSPs, or speakers? Because in any medium and large room, especially in enterprise environments, you are not just using all-in-one devices, you are integrating with Pro AV systems to deliver consistent sound quality across the space. So the role of hardware here expands. It's not just about enabling the meetings, it's about acting as a bridge between different platforms and technologies. When interoperability is done right, users can join any meeting from any room with minimal friction. Audio and video performance remain consistent even when switching platforms. IT teams can standardize rooms without locking themselves into a single ecosystem. So the key takeaway is this: interoperability ensures that the consistent experience you build inside your organization extends to every external collaboration as well. And that's what ultimately defines a modern, flexible environment. And I'm going to talk similar solutions like direct guest join that are designed to solve in the upcoming slide. Many people work with organization outside their own, like need to be able to join occasional meetings from other meeting providers. With Teams Room, you have the flexibility to join those occasional meetings from other meeting providers. Direct guest join enables your organization to join meetings that are not native to the room. The most common scenario is when you are invited to meeting organized by partners or clients when you use Zoom or Cisco WebEx. It allows Teams rooms to connect to Zoom and WebEx meeting, or Zoom and Cisco rooms to connect to Teams meeting. Next slide. Also wanted to share a quick update is that organization now have expanded the meeting interoperability with two-way guest join between Google Meet and Teams meeting. So Teams Room on the Windows devices can join Google Meet meetings, and Google Meet devices can join Teams meeting. And users can join by one click from their calendar or by meeting ID. So at this point, I'm going to hand it over to Dallas, who is going to touch on how modern compute platform and power performance. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. Over to you, Dallas.
Thank you very much. I want to thank the whole team. I absolutely love geeking out about tech, so I appreciate this. Thank you. Now, this next 10 minutes or so is just a tease for AI ready or Copilot plus PC devices. So Copilot plus PCs can be part of your AI strategy and are largely overlooked and in most cases underutilized. So how many of your users today are running Copilot, Teams AI, or some flavor of generative AI on their laptop? And how often are they complaining about how slow it is, the drain on battery, or that it's stalling out or failing out when we go offline? This gap is what Copilot Plus PCs were made for. So in the next 10 minutes, I want to take you through what makes a Copilot Plus PC different, why it matters to your business, and how CDW can help you to plan a refresh that's actually strategic, not just a swap. Let's start with what Copilot Plus actually means, because the name gets confused with so much, with Copilot being software, with Copilot being hardware, with Copilot being a lot of services at Microsoft. Three things define a Copilot Plus PC. Microsoft established a hardware bar. It's not just marketing. So to qualify to be a Copilot Plus PC, you need a dedicated NPU. That's a neural processing unit, which delivers 40 plus TOPS. TOPS is trillions of operations per second. So that's a chip that is purposely built to run AI locally on the device, and it's separate from your CPU and your GPU. We're even seeing this from the Qualcomm Snapdragon and the Intel Core Ultra Series 2 with Lunar Lake and AMD Ryzen AI 300. The device also needs 16 gigs of RAM and 256 of storage as a minimum. It's actually certified for Microsoft to be a Copilot Plus PC to be able to deliver extra experiences. So Copilot Plus PCs come with their own version of Windows 11. That version of Windows 11 includes other features like Recall, Co-Creator, live captions with real-time translation, Windows Studio effects, and a growing list of NPU accelerated ISV apps And I'm going to point out it can also support line of business applications that are run locally. So why does this matter for a business? I'm going to try and give you 3 reasons here. There's more, but I'm going to give you 3. So productivity that actually shows up in your workflow. Copilot Plus features are embedded where people are already working, their Outlook, their Teams, their Word, their Excel, and more. So they can get live captions where you can live translate up to 40 plus languages in real time across any app, your Teams, your Zoom, your YouTube, a recorded webinar. I can also just do it on my desktop, so I can actually make it a more inclusive environment and make sure that I'm communicating well with everyone. There's Co-Creator in Paint and Photos. This will allow more teams to generate and refine images locally. So they're not so marketing, training, field teams, they don't necessarily have to wait for creative. They can actually contribute to that creative element there. Windows Studio Effects. This helps you to maintain eye contact throughout. It can do auto framing, background blurring, voice focus. It always runs on the NPU, so it won't tank the CPU during a call. The productivity gains are not just theoretical. There is a Forrester's TEI report on Copilot showing payback inside 14 months. Copilot plus PCs amplify this. That's because the experiences are faster and they can actually work offline. Battery life and performance that changes how people work. The Snapdragon X based machines are hitting 20 plus hours of real world battery performance. Because AI runs on the NPU instead of the CPU, the fans stay quiet, the chassis stays cool, and the batteries don't drain on Teams calls. And there's something hidden there, your devices last longer. For field sales and frontier users, this is the first laptop in years where all-day battery life is actually true. Could I get you to go to the next slide? Really important to me, security and data residency by design. So AI processing on device means prompts and contents don't have to leave that endpoint. They're not leaving your organization. For many features, this is a big deal. For many industries, this is probably a big deal. Health, finance, legal, public sector. The Copilot Plus PCs also include Microsoft Pluton. That is the evolution of TPM 2.0, where now it's even a more secure experience from the silicone level up. Secure Core PCs, their baselines on most SKUs. There's firmware level protection, hardware. It's all at the root of trust there. And then you can go further with third-party applications that are starting to support more and more of the NPU or leveraging the NPU. Or again, I referenced earlier, those line of business solutions that can also support the NPU. So who's this a good fit for? I think most everyone. But let's look at this. Copilot Plus PCs may not be for everyone on day one, but they are useful for 60% of your users, and they'll extract value from that soon if you can get them in their hands there and have experiences that they can actually use there. So how do you actually get there without it becoming a 12-month project? Well, CDW can help. Can we go to the next slide? All right. So we can help as little or as much as you need. We can help with an assess. We can look at your workload analysis. We can profile your fleet. We can identify the right personas for Copilot Plus and flag app compatibility risks early. We can also help you to pilot. We can mix in mixed personas, mixed silicon, so Qualcomm, Intel, AMD. We can help you to benchmark battery. We can help you to benchmark the performance. We can help you to gauge the user satisfaction and provide real data before you commit any further. Then we can help you to deploy, whether that's autopilot, Intune, image standardization, Microsoft M365, Copilot licensing alignment. We've done this at scale across Canadian enterprise and public sector, and we're prepared to help. And then adopt. This one is largely missed or overlooked by many companies, and they usually regret that. Training, change management, Copilot prompt libraries, executive enablement, the hardware won't give you an ROI if we can't change the user's behavior. So adoption is key there. We can also bundle all of that with your Microsoft 365 licensing strategy, your OEM procurement, and lifecycle services. So we become a one-stop shop for all of that knowledge uplift. One thing I want you to take away. The next PC refresh you do is going to define your AI readiness for the next 4 to 5 years. If you buy a non-Copilot Plus machine today, you're locking that user out of the on-device AI roadmap until their next refresh. Now, that doesn't mean to panic buy. It means to be deliberate with your Copilot Plus campaign. CDW does offer a free 1-hour AI-ready workshop. We can help you look at your fleet, your Copilot adoption, and help you to map out everything on a roadmap. There's no commitment, no quote, just a clear plan. Can I get you to go on to the next slide?
Sure.
So all OEMs create AI-ready devices and Copilot Plus PCs. Intel, Snapdragon, and AMD all offer Copilot Plus PCs. This slide shows the latest HP and AMD lineup. I've been using an HP Snapdragon Copilot Plus PC for about a year now. It's made a huge difference to me. Our HP's and AMD's FY25 portfolio is bringing the next generation AI PCs to the center of this discussion, and AMD is making it possible for next gen AI PCs with options like the Z series, and there's a next generation AI PC for probably everyone. The X, which was previously known as the 1000 series, is the pure premium player and the newest addition to the AMD family. The 8 series is the golden standard and will be refreshed later in this year to better support longer PC life cycles for enterprise. The Series 6s, these are game changers for the enterprise, Fed, and public sector spaces. And then a little honorable mention, the Z series, the Ultra G1As, did receive CES's Best Laptop of CES 2025 awards. What makes this expansion possible is the great partnership to translate these technology advancements and experiences that customers will value and love. If you do want to learn more, get started or go further faster with CDW, reach out to your CDW rep or the person that invited you to today's event. Wow, I can't talk. I'm now going to hand it back over to Shoaib to get on with the rest of the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much there, Dallas. So the last topic that I want to touch on over here is practical considerations for IT teams. What should you consider when you're looking to deploy newer meeting spaces, modern collaboration meeting rooms, and promote that collaboration throughout your corporate environment, right? I want to relate this back to what Mohammed and Sudhir presented on today. The hardware that we presented on today has been deployed in our digital experience room here today for you to come in and check out, play around with, test out, demo it live, as well as Copilot for meeting rooms has been deployed in our digital experience room, and we can showcase all of these AI features to you live. Whether it's trying to design a new focus room that kind of promotes collaboration in your corporate environment, or town halls, boardrooms where you're discussing QBRs or annual numbers, or even if it's an auditorium where custom solutions are required. What I can say is that how we bring value is being able to demo this hardware, demo the AI features that we've been able to present here today, and help you make the right business decisions for your meeting room space. And lastly, I will say that let us worry about matching your room to the type of work you want to do. We'll make sure that your requirements fit within the budget that you have, right? Or at least make sure to provide you with options that fit within that budget. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of use cases that we've already delivered with clients that have visited us in the digital experience room. So one of the clients that visited us was for a small huddle room. They had about 2 to 3 huddle rooms that they wanted to kind of deploy newer technology. And so their problem over here was small rooms are inconsistent. People struggle to join, be heard, and share content. creating friction in the spaces used most often. Now, I'm talking to those who in COVID times had to kind of quickly set up a boardroom with a little webcam under the TV, a makeshift speaker and mic that you possibly bought from Best Buy, and wires everywhere, right? What we explored with this client in our digital experience room is their pain points, right? What kind of business challenges do they have? And what kind of solution or what kind of meeting room do they want to promote in their corporate environment? One-touch join, audio and collaboration equity. They wanted to make sure that everyone in that focus room has a chance to collaborate together and being able to kind of have a meaningful conversation that actually they can get takeaways from. Camera framing and noise intelligence was a very important requirement for these guys because they were using webcams. And when they walked into our digital experience room to see some of the AI features that were available, they were truly in awe. One of the main things for them was a centralized management, right, solution, essentially a centralized management solution. They were fully onboarded on Intune and managing all of their devices through Intune, and they wanted the same for their hardware that they were going to pick. What they walked away from the digital experience room is a standard huddle blueprint. We gave them a design of what a huddle room should actually look like, 2 to 3 room prototypes. So they had a few hardware solutions that they wanted to work with, and rollout priorities defined with our partners. How are they going to go about rolling out that hardware? There is one more use case that I want to talk about, which was a medium room solution that one of our clients was looking for. Now, what they walked in here with was room inventory is fragmented, no standards, inconsistent user experiences, and want interoperability with Zoom and Teams. That was the deal breaker for them. They were dead set on wanting interoperability between Zoom and Teams because they had external partners that they used to work with, which were on Zoom, and they were standardized on Teams. What we explored was room types and current pain points. Of course, as always, we want to first focus on you and what business challenges you guys are facing. Direct guest join features with Zoom and Teams. So what kind of hardware in the digital experience room actually has direct guest join features? And operational model support and lifecycle. This customer had a very, very small IT help desk team. So we discovered additional support and lifecycle options that they had with the vendor that they wanted to go with. What the customer walked away with was finalized hardware options, available support and lifecycle models, right? So what kind of support, even like level 1 support, our vendors can provide on that hardware, and confirmed rollout plan for those meeting rooms. That brings us to the end of this webinar. I want to just check with the team. Do we have any questions in the chat that we could help answer?
There is a question in there. Is CDW offering deployment services for Room AV equipment across Ontario?
Of course, absolutely. We work with our partners to be able to provide deployment services as well. If it's a standard room, if it's a custom room, what I just request is that you let us know beforehand so that we can come in and do a quick survey of what that room looks like, work with you to understand what would be the best solution that would fit. And then you can come on over to the digital experience room to get a demo of the AI features and the hardware live and make the right business decision. Are there any other questions? All right, I'm going to take that as a no. So one last call out or shout out that I want to do is on the left, I've uploaded a QR code of the digital experience room site. You can scan the QR code if you want to have a chat with us. Come on over to the digital experience room. I would love to showcase what we've deployed here. If there is something beyond this, you want to talk about Copilot workshops and promptathons, we're happy to take those requests as well. Other than that, we can also showcase the AI features that we've talked about here today. Another quick shout out that I want to do is BTEX Toronto. BTEX Toronto is happening next week. It is the event to be at. It's at the Rebel nightclub. There is plenty of drinks, there is food, there is prizes, there is our leaders that are talking about what's the latest and greatest in the tech world today. So it's definitely the place to be. You're going to see all of us there, and I hope to see you there as well. With that, I want to thank you all for joining us.